Stella, your storyteller Neko. I will read Tales of Freedom for you. Happy listening! The content of this chapter was written 10 years ago and wasn't changed since. Writing style differences may occur as the story goes on, only the translation is recent. The ones who own the might of strength, the gift of bravery, and the willpower of justice will be blessed with the wings of freedom and empowered to turn dreams into reality. The end of the beginning, the ancient war of light and darkness, yin-yang era. Thousands of lifeless bodies covered the ground and blood made its way to sink into the earth. The sky commanded the clouds to cry for the extinguished flames of the lost souls, and only the deafening loud rain broke the dead silence. Grief and despair covered the land like fog, hid the metal armor and the dead bodies in them. From time to time the painful screams of the surviving were to hear. The battlefield had become a graveyard. The light had challenged the darkness to a battle. The resulting fight between the most powerful forces of time and space for this one of many worlds had tainted the soul of humanity and led them to war. This battle of giants left its marks and erased half of all mankind. In the heat of war, revolutionary weapons were developed, which were the main reason for the mass extinction in the end. Battle forces of light and dark met each other on the field. Atoms merged and destroyed whole kingdoms with a single explosion. Blinded by pride and thoughts of revenge, the human beings didn't let go of their war plans, and they kept ruining their world further piece by piece. In this time, both sides left countless documents and records to make sure this cruel war will go down in history. The most precious records were sealed in the safest tablets for posterity. On the battlefield, the last surviving rose to fight against the little remaining enemies. Their exhausted legs almost couldn't carry them any longer. Some couldn't even walk anymore and tried to move forward in different ways. But before the half-dead warriors ran into each other, two sparkling hours appeared in the sky. A strong wind blew away the fog and gave sight onto the moon that just showed itself on the horizon, and at the sun that set on the other side of the world. On the side of the warriors of light, the bright white was descending and showed its true self as the god of light. On the opposite side of the shadow slaves descended the calm black and showed its true form as well as the goddess of darkness. The god's empty white eyes stared at his opponent. The people around him came to a halt and spectated the situation. The rain, which had been falling from the skies just a moment ago, stopped in mid-air. The room stood still. The eyes of the goddess were closed while her feet came to touch the ground. For a while she stayed like that, but then a dark lightning glowed up in the sky. In just that moment she opened her deep black shining eyes, and now time has stopped as well. It didn't take long until the one who was surrounded by white light challenged the one who was surrounded by black shine to a battle. For a long time he thought his power was equal to hers, until she tricked him and robbed him of the win he had hoped for. Now there was not only the blood of thousands of fallen fighters, but also the white-blue blood of the god and the black-red blood of the goddess. In that moment she could have killed him with her sword, but she didn't. The Dark Queen helped him get back on his feet and stepped back. They looked each other in the eyes. The hatred in the eyes of the Emperor of Light faded, and they mirrored now the pretty head of the goddess. Life and spirit returned to his soul. With a nod, they renewed the once broken pact of peace, and they worked together to bring back the dead and revive the destroyed land. Where there was black and white blood before, there were now flowers, and trees began to grow. Time and space were coming back to life, and the foundation for peace was made. But the foolishness of mankind knows no bounds. Even when they were happy to see their fallen comrades back alive and witnessed the before-ruined world being green and lively again, their pride was hurt, since they couldn't witness the pact, and again they made plans for another war. When the gods noticed this, they decided to get rid of anything that may trigger this war between light and dark. They made the sun, which was just brightening up the day a moment ago, a dark tornado-like hole high up in the sky, which would be called Nox Astrum Vitae, or source of life from now on. It also should be serving the purpose to give and take life. The moon was bent out of reach from the planet, and the nights were now so dark as before on new moon days. Since life was being used to light, the goddess of darkness gave the stars around the source of life a powerful glow in the colors of the rainbow to brighten up the day. They should be called chrome stars. Finally, the gods merged their powers and erased the memories of every human being. A new world was born. God and Goddess left the world to get some rest and to regenerate their powers. Everything seemed to be perfect now. People were unified and lived in harmony. Former enemies now worked together to make this new world the best place for everyone to live. All was well, but something was neglected. From the time of war there were still those records in the safest temples, hidden and waiting for someone to find them. They contained the events that had happened, the war plans, and the fact that the world once was different. And one day those records will be found, and they will be the trigger for the final war of light and darkness.